Okay, we're going to start other types of equations. A lot of different types of equations you're going to get here. It's kind of a funny title, but you're going to have equations in the quadratic form. Now, that's any equation that comes in this form. We'll talk about this in a second. Okay, quickly here. All this is really saying is that the exponent of the first x is twice the exponent of the second x. That's all that that's saying. So if we have a situation like that and we have a constant value c there, you can attempt to solve this by factoring, by quadratic formula, and by completing the square. Okay. All these are methods that we use to solve regular quadratics. It's going to be no different when we get any equation in the quadratic form. Now, for example, you could have something like x to the sixth plus 5x cubed plus 4, okay, equals 0. Here, you'll notice that you have a power of 6 and 3 here, and 6 is twice what 3 is. Okay, so that could be considered a quadratic equations in a quadratic form. Another one would be like x to the let's say 2/3 power plus 2x to the 1/3 power plus 1 equals 0. Those are both equations in the quadratic form. Okay, polynomial equations. And this is going to look like a mess, but basically we'll kind of talk about this, are of the form, you know, some coefficient and some x to a power n plus the next coefficient down and x to the power 1 less than that plus etc. all the way down till you get to an a, you know, your coefficient with your x to the first power plus some constant, and that equals 0. Okay, it looks like a mess. Basically, all we're saying is if you have a polynomial or you have x's with variable many different powers, then that can be considered a polynomial equation. Can you make a polynomial if you brought everything to one side? Okay, where really here your a sub n and your a sub n minus 1 and your dot 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 all the way down to a sub 1 are all real numbers, okay, and they're considered the coefficients of x. Okay, these equations should be set equal to 0 and before you begin solving for the unknown. Okay, lastly here, last two, rational equation is just an equation that contains a rational expression, which we went over earlier this year, and a rational exponent is for basic terms, just a fractional exponent. So all of these terms will come up and we'll talk about them as we go here.